Alright guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different video than what I normally post. I know I've made a video like this already before, kind of going over my truck a little bit. But today, I got my good buddy here with me. He's helping me film. He's got a brand new camera set up with him today. But today I figured we're just going to go over my fortune here, just some of the things we got done to it. Nothing much, just going to go over just some of the things I've done to it since I've got it. So let's get into it.
What we're doing right now is we're just going to look at the hood.
I'm going to pop the hood open and show you guys what's going on under here. Not much crazy, but just a few small things for now. All right. Obviously nothing crazy. All I got done to it so far since I've had it. I guess quick backstory before I kind of go over anything. So this truck's a 2015 4th gen. My dad actually originally was a second owner of it. He bought it in 18, sometime around there. Had like 30,000 miles on it. He gave it to me last year or about a year ago as a graduation gift with 106 on it, and now has 121,000 on it. He took great care of it. Truck still runs really, really good. So that's a little bit of the backstory on it, but now getting into kind of what's done to it. Currently, it is tuned and deleted with the SPE Lab tune and delete kit. It's got the SPE Lab EGR block-off plates, as well as it is tuned through EasyLink with their Auto Agent 3. I'll show you guys that a little bit later. For the intake system, not much. I got your S&B cooler intake over here. This has worked great so far. I think I'm going to eventually, I eventually plan to second gen swap it, in which I will be switching to a little bit different of an intake setup. I'm sure there's some guys out there that know what that kind of looks like. Intake horn wise, I still have a stock intercooler, but here's the intake horn. It's the Spalab Performance intake horn. I do have the other style of SP Lab intake horn. I do have like their silver one. I did use that initially because when I put this one on there at first, I was having like crazy boost leak problems, like couldn't keep air in there. It was having problems. Nothing against that one, but I do have that one. I do actually plan to put that one back on at some point just because I think it looks a little more sleek, a little bit better. So we have that on there. It works great so far. And then I also have, I don't know how well he's gonna be able to get it, but I also have I got the SP Lab grid here delete kit back there with the block or the delete plate back there with their heater coil. So far that works great as well. I haven't had really any problems with it. I know back initially before I did that, I did start having some kind of turbo surge problems where like I would roll into it and the turbo kind of starts surging a little bit, kind of acting funky. Hasn't done it since though. And then that's, from what I remember, that's pretty much it mod-wise so far. I do have the throttle valve delete as well right here from SP Lab. And then that's it engine-wise. I'll kind of tell you guys a little bit later my plans for this thing. But let's go to suspension and kind of the tire wheel setup for now. Nothing crazy at all, obviously, as you can see. All I got right now is the 2.5-inch leveling blocks from Rough Country. I don't have any shocks on them yet. I think that's the next thing I'm gonna plan to do. Currently wheel and tires still stock. Got the stock 33s on there, stock wheels. I think the next setup I'm gonna do is probably gonna be upgrade to either 33-inch Nita ridge graps on stock wheels or 35-inch, not sure yet, but it will be ridge graps of some sort to start off my first setup with 2-inch spacers, and then obviously upgrading to the upgraded probably Fox shocks on there for the suspension, and then probably 4-inch lift, all that stuff. Maybe air ride, we'll see though, I'm not sure. And then headlights, taillights, still stock. I plan to run probably either Alpha X's, or for these specifically, I may run color matched, but still 4th gen style headlights, or I guess headlight assemblies for those. Mirrors, don't mind the mirrors. I tried to color match them myself a while ago, and that did not go as planned. I will be getting that fixed hopefully here in the next couple months. I'll get that fixed. And then that's really it for exterior and engine. I guess real quick we'll show you guys the interior. Nothing crazy, and then we'll kind of go over my plans for it in the future. So real quick I'll show you guys. So here's my tuning module here from EasyLink. I have it hooked on all the time. You don't have to have it hooked up all the time, but I do. And then there's a switch, 5-position switch, 0 to 200 horsepower. I have tri-tuned 5, and I have done like a half pull in it, and I mean, I haven't experienced high horsepower trucks yet, but I will say for a stock truck, from what I can feel, it pulls pretty good in Tune 5. And then only other thing really is my sound system. I don't have any subs or anything like that. I got my factory sound system is a, what do you call it? Alpine? Alpine, yeah. Alpine 9 speaker. Got a factory 8-inch sub back here. It does sound pretty good. I won't play anything because I don't want to get copyright, but it does sound pretty good. And then that's really it for the interior. I'll start it up for you guys, and then I'll give some revs, let you guys hear it, and then I'll kind of tell you guys my plans with this thing in the future here.
Let's do it, man.
People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
All right, there you guys go. That's how it sounds. I didn't go over the exhaust yet, so it's a 4-inch throwback straight pipe, also from SP Lab. I plan to either go to full 5-inch or possibly for now just do like a 4 to 6 or 4 to 8. I may run hood stock one day, but I don't know. But that's how the exhaust sounds for just a 4-inch throwback straight pipe for you guys. All right, so that's how it sounds there for you guys. Real quickly, I do also want to go over my transmission. I do have the 60 RFE in here, the 6-speed. So far it's worked great. All I have done to it is I do have the RevMax deep dish transmission fluid pan. Has worked great so far. My trans temp, I mean, I don't really beat on this thing all that much because it is my daily and it is pretty stock, but I mean, my transmission does stay pretty cool. It doesn't go over 180 ever, even when I do kind of roll into it. But my plans, I guess I'll kind of go over my plans now for this truck. Power wise, I'm not really sure right now. I mean, as of right now, I mean, I think I'd be happy with 600 horsepower, you know, knowing that this thing's still stock and I've never really built something before. But I think as time goes on, I think I'll probably want to see somewhere around, I don't know, probably 800 to 1,000, but we'll kind of see where it goes. I mean, I'd like to do, you know, 2nd gen swap, big S400 turbo, injectors, you know, all that stuff, built trans. You know, for the exterior, I don't really know for right now. I mean, I probably will run wides, maybe some JTXs. And then obviously, you know, 14 mil CP3, like 100 overs, performance radiator, all that stuff. Interior, I do probably plan to run subs of some sort at some point, starlights, all those goodies. And then I guess kind of one thing I want to go over real quick, because I kind of would want to go over this for a little while now for some Cummins owners out there. And this is one thing I've kind of noticed for myself is that I know the 68 RFE, I think it's a lot of hate out there that, you know, the people say, you know, it's a crappy transmission, it burned itself up, you know, it's a piece of crap. And I mean, I'm not going to say it isn't, but I will say that I feel like a lot of the stuff you see out there of guys saying like, oh man, like 120,000 miles, my transmission's cooked, or it burned itself, or it blew up. A lot of those guys aren't driving them the way they're supposed to be driven. You know, a lot of guys often think you can just hop in and drive and just drive the truck how it wants to be driven, and that's how you burn up clutches. You know, these trucks are meant to be driven at high RPM for a long amount of time. Like, they're not meant to be driven 6th gear at, you know, at 50 miles an hour for a long period of time. But I just want to say that real quickly, just for people out there to know that, like, the reason why you're burning your trans up is because you're not running this thing hard enough. I know that may sound kind of weird, but it's just the way that they are. Like, you cannot be running them at low RPM, just nice and easy. But yeah, that's the truck for you guys. Those are kind of the plans I have for it. We might do a POV drive, I'm not sure. I guess, should we go for just a quick drive?
I think we should.
I mean, I guess we can. It doesn't matter to me.
Show what she's got.
Let's go. I won't beat on it, but I guess we can go for a little bit drive, yeah. All right, guys. So unfortunately, we're not going to be doing a little clip of me driving today because it is kind of raining outside. It's not pouring, but it's a little bit wet outside. And plus, I already beat on this thing pretty good yesterday. We filmed the kind of part 1 of this yesterday and kind of failed a little bit. But anyway, that's going to be kind of the end of today's video, or end of this video in general. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys did, please like and subscribe, and then just stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more videos coming out here in the future, and I also plan to be buying a few more trucks in the future. I won't tell you exactly what, but there's definitely a lot more trucks you'll be seeing on this channel in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.